every degree forward that you're pressing that handle, the face would actually appear a little bit open to the target and not completely shut down like that. If I'm shut like this and I have to match that line at impact, I'm forced to come out of it and stand up and back up to hold on to this club face. Whereas here's the knife blade right here.
Yeah.
You just hold that thing right there.
Yeah.
Don't bump me, okay, right there.
Yeah.
And guys, that's the acceptable amount. That's right on the inside of the leg. Oh, look how Fury hit that. That was a shot of the day right there. Good. You know, one of the things that stands out right away is just how much forward press you have, right?
I've always had that.
Okay. You know, a lot of people do that too, with the thought process that they understand that they should have forward shaft lean at the point of impact. So they start to press it very far forward in an attempt to hopefully arrive back there. Couple things to kind of, you know, talk about this though. And let me take the club from you first off. Number one, I'd always rather have the hands slightly ahead than slightly behind. You know, the one thing about having the handle forward, yeah, it can help you with a little better impact position. More importantly, the wrist is already in a position to better set the wrist, okay? And then you can arrive back to where you would rather be at impact as opposed to being here, which negates the wrist hinge and then would actually set it late. So I'd say a little forward press is okay, but now here's the negative part about it. A lot of times how we hold the golf club is not going to be square because the engineers did not make it to be held like that, okay? The big key when having a forward press, to me, is gripping it from a neutral position, and I'll explain that. And then the next part of having that forward press is exactly how much is appropriate. You know, how is it not going to be detrimental to your swing? If I were to grab a club here, okay, grab a club out of your bag, just going to put it on the ground. And let's just say that I'm setting up, and this is perpendicular to me, like where the ball position is, all right? Well, ideally, you're holding that golf club and taking that grip when the club is perpendicular to you, when the leading edge of the golf club is aligned with the shaft. Okay, you see that? That right there is a square club face. Now, here's the thing that's important to understand, and I see this all the time, where the person has the face pointed at the target, but they have the shaft forward, and they think that that club face is actually square to the target because it's pointed there. What's funny is, guys, if I take the grip from there and I pull it back to perpendicular, that's how shut I'm actually holding the golf club. Now, so basically what I'm trying to say is this. However many degrees you press the club forward and the face is still pointed at the target is how many degrees shut the golf club is when you actually hold it. And then you're going to be required to do certain things like come out of it, not be able to really cover it and rotate around your lead side in order to hit the golf ball the right way. All right, so what I want you to do is we're going to start off by let's get the club square in our hands. Let's hold it perpendicular to us. And that's a big reason why you'll see like Adam Scott players will hold it off to the side of their body. This is still perpendicular to where I'm going to be aiming. And then they bring it in front of them. The player, I have no problem also with just holding it like here, like matching a line like this. You can see the ball position I would have with an 8-iron just ahead of center. I'd hold the club like that, take my grip from there. Now here's the key. And Jack Nicklaus talked about this as well. There was an article about how he used to look down and see the golf club. Every degree forward that you're pressing that handle, the face would actually appear a little bit open to the target and not completely shut down like that. But holding it shut in the setup, actually in your grip and actually having the club face closed, nothing good, guys. Here's the thing. This is a closed club face relative to my spine angle. Here's would be square. If I'm shut like this and I have to match that line at impact, I'm forced to come out of it and stand up and back up to hold on to this club face. Whereas if I have the club more open or square to my body, well, now I can really rotate and get through it. And that's where you can, you know, really, to me, I've always said, the way that people hold the golf club, to me, is one of the leading causes of back pain in the game as well. You know, when you get that shut club face or a very strong grip, those are things that shut the club face down and then force the body to do certain things to get the right result. So Mark Hensby happens to be somebody who has that press really in a good spot. He has it pressed a few degrees forward, but what do you notice? If I were to zoom in on that club face, you can really see how that leading edge and the
Yes.
shaft are matching one another there.
Yes.
And that's the part that I think is very important for not only you but our viewer to see.
Yeah.
You know, we do the same thing here. We zoom in on this right here, and you can see there's an X pattern between how much that shaft is forward and the leading edge right there. Those two right there just don't quite match. And what Mark has the appropriate amount of forward press. I like it going right to the inside of the left leg for a right-handed golfer. We're gonna hold it like this. We're gonna get it perpendicular to us. And then, hey, the appropriate amount would be like right here. Just a little bit ahead like that. And what's nice is you're gonna hear all about the hip bump in a little bit. I know you know it. Everybody
Yeah,
always knows
yeah.
the hip bump, right? So that hip bump, the grip in the hip can go together.
Yeah.
You know, and you can get that little hip bump and that handle forward, and I like it right to the inside. When it gets to the middle of the leg, too much.
Too much.
When it gets to a head, it's far too much, okay?
And you're saying, if I get rid of that forward press, that's just going to make me more upright.
Absolutely.
Because I was having back problems. Because I'm bent over so much with
Yeah.
this forward press, right?
You're spot on about that, by the
Right.
way. So watch this, guys. Like, if I'm in this position and my chest is over here,
Yeah.
you've put yourself in a spot where the minute your arms start, you're disconnected and your shoulder's already burying into the ground.
Yeah.
Mark's up here nice and tall with the ability to make this big turn, and you're in this position there where, yes, it's just getting that down will set your body up drastically better, okay? Let's go. Yep. You got it. You got it. And listen, see how you already want to creep it over there?
Yep. Yeah.
My dad always used to be like aggressive with
I
this.
couldn't make it that easy for him.
Yeah, not a chance. My dad would go like this. Here's the knife blade right here.
Yeah.
He just hold that thing right there.
Yeah.
Don't bump me, okay, right there.
Yeah.
And guys, that's the acceptable amount. That's right on the inside of the leg.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Bill's putting pressure into my grip
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, I know.
It's such a comfort thing, right? Right there. Yes. Yes. Here's our rule. Let's make a rule for him. See the crease on his shorts?
Yeah.
That's where his femur is. That's the middle of his leg. Let's make a goal of not having the club start left of that. It has to start on the inside.
Okay.
If we can at least make that as the rule, you know. And I remember I said for most, I don't want it past the inside of the leg. I'd be okay with him right there. Now don't push it forward and make your turn. That's where I want to be. Put your hands right in the middle of your body. What you can do at home, and I'll have you actually come hold this right here. Hold this right here and put it at the seam, giving him that starting point, and do not let him bump up against that. Now, if he were to start his backswing, you can pull it right back towards you and let him swing. So it's like, you know, do a little practice one there, where you just, ready? Oh, look how pure he hit that. That was a shot of the day right there. Did you? Yeah.
One of those
Yeah.
to the course.
Yeah. That was a team effort right there.
Like, what's your wife doing?
But hey, you want to hear? You know what's so funny? What she's saying right now, because I know you hit that so well. But what's funny was you were pushing up against that thing, and I saw her kind of like dig into your leg, like holding it back. Yeah, and you know what she's gonna do? You know what you do afterwards? Crack him right there. Yeah. The best part about that was I saw you go to like an 8 or 9 out of 10, and I saw you start digging into. I saw the little crease in his leg. I'm like, oh, she's not letting it go anywhere. That was so funny. At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.